Streaming giant Twitch, owned by Amazon, announced today that they have a new policy that for severe misconduct, they can ban you even if you didn't do that stuff on Twitch. What is severe misconduct? Let's break that down completely, as I'm a streamer on Twitch, and I'll let you know if I'm going to keep using it. All right, so here we go. We're going to take a look at their blog post as well. I'm going to be reading along with you here and summarizing for you so you don't have to read all this stuff. So they began in January, they had a policy, but now they're expanding upon it. There's two different categories. We'll talk about those here in just a second, but what you need to know is that not only can you be banned for what you do on Twitch, if it is serious enough, which we'll talk about that here in a second, stick around for that, you can be banned on Twitch for something off of the platform over there or something like Twitter or whatever it might be. So when we look at the policy here, they have two categories. Category 1 is someone is harassed on Twitch as well as off Twitch, both. So when that happens, they're going to take different things into account, different sources, different information, and review the whatever happened on stream compared to what happened off stream and take into account everything. So they basically look at everything. If it happened on Twitch, if it happened off Twitch, they compare, they make a case for it. Okay, that's always happened. That's always been a thing. But now category 2 is the brand new thing, effective today, it looks like. Now what this says is, we quote, "We will now enforce against serious offenses that pose a substantial safety risk to the Twitch community," in bold, "even if these actions occur entirely off Twitch." Examples include deadly violence and violent extremism, terrorist activities or recruiting. So we're talking like serious heavy-duty stuff here. We're talking like big deal stuff. And I get that. Well, we need to finish the list, though. We need to see what else is here. Explicit and or credible threats of mass violence, which is threats against a large group of people, event, or location where people would gather. And that's basically like don't make a bomb threat is what they're saying, or anything like that. Leadership or membership in a known hate group. So what they're saying is if you identify or align yourself with extreme acts of violence or hate speech or things like that, they will come down on you. Even if it did not happen on Twitch, if it was not in a Twitch stream, chat room, if it was on Twitter, they can still ban you from the platform. Let's take another look. We have carrying out or acting as an accomplice to non-consensual sexual activities and or sexual assault, sexual exploitation of children, such as child grooming and the solicitation/distribution of underage sexual materials. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm just going to be honest. I'm a dad, so I'm going to say if you do that kind of thing, any company would probably bar you or cross-ban you. Just like, I would say Twitter or Facebook, some of those companies would have issues with you doing those things. If you notice what most of this is severe harm to other individuals or illegal activities is seeming to be what the difference is. Let's take a look. Actions that would directly and explicitly compromise the physical safety of the Twitch community, such as threatening violence at a Twitch event, and explicit and or credible threats against Twitch, including Twitch staff. They also did a frequently asked questions that we'll take a look at here later on the video. What if it's a Twitch staff person that you're wanting to report? So having this list in front of us, they are very straightforward. But how are they going to plan to enforce this? Like, is this actually enforceable as much as they want it to be? And will you still continue to stream and watch Twitch? I'll get to all my thoughts, opinions. I'm bringing you the news here. Remember, when I bring you the news, I tell you what happened, not how to think. So let's take a look here. Threats, violence, illegal activity is all a recurring theme here. I'm noticing through like the 8 points in this list, it's all violence and rough sort of things. There's no mention, hold on a minute. There's no mention of racism, actually, or other things along that line, but I think it might fall into it. Note here, hold on. These behaviors represent some of the most egregious types of physical and psychological harm, but they're not inclusive of all types of abuse. Now, this is different. They're talking about it's novel, and they're not able to investigate behaviors that occur entirely off Twitch that fall outside these in these categories, outside of them rather. So basically, they're saying if this happens only on Twitter, only on Facebook, they're not really able to investigate. It has to have some sort of connection to Twitch, it sounds like. But they said it's an iterative, ongoing process, and as always, their end goal is to build a safer Twitch for everyone. So, I'm curious. It's a new policy, but they said they have taken serious actions against misconduct in the past that have happened off service, but now it looks like that they're implementing an official policy, so they actually have something to cover your butt, to make sure that if they do need to pursue something, they can. So how are they going to do this? They're making all these claims, right? They're like, we have this whole list. How are we going to come down on these people? Well, they answer that question right here in case you were curious. They're bringing on a highly regarded third-party investigative partner to support our internal team. Yeah, so they have a law firm that they're hiring. They're going in serious. That's dedicated to conducting independent workplace and campus investigations, including those related to sexual discrimination or assault. They're bringing in a law firm to work with their Twitch team that specializes in these types of issues, and they are going big with it. And that, hey, if you're going to do serious stuff like that, you know, the massive hate speech, the violence, the illegal activities, I mean, that's, I mean, I got to say, yeah, I think Twitch should pursue stuff like this. Now, as we continue to look here, they give you an email address if you want to reach out, osit@twitch.tv. If you see or hear anything, you can let them know. Now, there are other types of inappropriate behavior. They said that you can file, you know, a detailed safety report using the Twitch reporting tool. The safety team will review it. That is the best way to do it. But they go on to say it with us frequently asked questions about things that people are going to ask, like, what about this in your policy? What about that? So, you know, they say strong communities are built on trust, and due to the sensitive nature, they will update the parties involved possibly, but they're not going to say a bunch publicly. And I get it. They can't say too much if it's a legal matter. Now, let's see here. Why doesn't this policy, this is a good one, address other serious offenses? They said it's complex. It's complex if they take place entirely off of Twitch. So what they've done is they've narrowed it down to a few, well, like 8 different things that they can focus on. And it doesn't sound like it's like this. It's not something like, oh, I hate the color purple in your logo. You suck, Twitch. It's not like that. It's not even like your streaming platform is garbage and you are garbage. It's not like that. It's like really big threats. So they have these list of things that they're keeping on Twitch and that they can investigate. They're limiting it in scope right now, but it looks like that they're going to expand with it. So they do want to do that. We have prioritized the most serious offenses that pose an immediate physical safety threat in order to ensure we're equipped to take action. They want to focus in on a few things to stay strong with what they can do. The law enforcement response team is trained for confidentiality, for making sure that your information doesn't get out there. Because let's be honest, if you're dealing with a serious situation like this, you do not want your personal information to get out there. Of course, yeah, that anybody would say that. Yeah. So they are making sure that you are confidential if you do report this type of thing. How will you guard against false reports? Okay, so they have training. Basically what they're saying here, so you don't have to read all this, they have training. They will be investigating each thing. They don't take it lightly. And they want to make sure that what gets reported is worthy, as a Dusk reference. So what if you need to report a Twitch employee? They are fully ready to go. They say, hey, we're going to bring in a third-party investigator. And what that means is that they're bringing in someone that's not tied to Twitch in any way, shape, or form, third party, to investigate this. Like an auditor almost. It's not associated with the company, but they're bringing it in so they have the unbiased approach to this, because if you have Twitch investigating Twitch, you're going to get a little bit of corruption. That's with anywhere, though, that you'll probably find, most places at least. So they bring in a third-party auditor is essentially what it's doing. Businesses do that all the time. So they give you the tool, they report, and they also say evidence of off-service harassment if they were also harassed on Twitch. Yes, they will consider that. So if somebody messes with you on Twitter and Twitch, they're on it. They're on it. So will they know if they're under investigation? So it looks like here what they say, in some cases where appropriate, they'll inform the parties involved, but in cases related to legal behaviors, they won't alert. So they're not going to tell a criminal, hey, we're coming after you, which I get that. And will they take action under the account when you're under investigation? It looks like no, not until it is complete. So will I continue to use this platform? Yeah, I will. I can say that since it's not like I hate the color purple or whatever, which I don't, then it's things that they're taking actual serious. We're talking like big, credible, after investigation, threats of violence, hate speech. They're taking illegal activities action. It's not little stuff like, even getting bullied to a light degree. So yeah, if they're going to do this, if they're going to take it from serious legal actions, I think it is safe to say that we can still continue using the platform, despite that they got in a lot of trouble, or not rather trouble, but controversial types of things over the years. Yeah, I'm going to keep streaming at twitch.tv/IamAustin. If you're not following me, you should be. And hey, subscribe to the Austin Analysis if you like tech news, breakdown, money talk. I got a lot coming here. But hey, you know what? We'll cut it here. My name's Austin. I'll see you later.